असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय।
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय।
असतो मा सत्
Good evening, all of you. We'll chant the prayers on page 7 and 8 together. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Go to page 23. Page 23 in your prayer book. Neither money pays, nor name, nor fame, nor learning. It is character that can cleave through adamantine walls of difficulties. So here, Swami Vivekananda expresses his views on character. Character is the set of habits which we have. It is the way we react, the way we interact with others, our attitude in life, our behavior with others, how we do our day-to-day actions. All these come under character. Each one of us are different. We are different individuality. We have a different individuality. Still, we try to imitate others. We try to follow others, forgetting that God resides in us and we also are special. So everyone has some special qualities and we should realize those qualities and we should nurture those qualities and develop our habits in the right direction. So when we have good qualities or good habits in our life, they help us in difficult times. They help us to choose the right direction in tough times. Alexander the Great was a great warrior. You are aware of it. He almost conquered the whole of the world, and his dream was to conquer the world. While he was coming from his Greece, his masters told him, when you go to India, bring a sage from that place. Alexander didn't understand that, but he followed because he respected his masters. He said yes. And when he came to India, he sent his soldiers in search of a sage, a rishi. So his soldiers search in the forest and they find one rishi meditating under a tree. So they immediately go to him and tell him, Alexander wants to meet you. Please come along with us. The sage answers, I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy here. So they go and tell the same thing to Alexander. And Alexander is offended because he never had the habit of listening to no, because he was powerful. So immediately he comes to the sage into the forest and meets the sage and tells him that he would give him all the wealth, money and many other things if he would go along with him to Greece. The sage silently smiles. Then again he tries to convince him by a few more words. Then the sage says, I'm sorry, I'm happy living here. I'm not interested to come anywhere. So this angered Alexander the Great, and he immediately starts shouting. He loses his temper, and he tells him that he was the master of this world, and the sage cannot say no. Then immediately the sage smiles and says, I'm sorry to say this, but you cannot say that you are the master, because you are a slave of your anger. You are unable to control your mind. You are unable to control your anger. You are unable to control your emotion. So you are a slave of your emotions. You are not a master. You have been accusing me for a long time, but I have been answering with a smile, because I am the master of my emotions. I am the master of my feelings. So I am the master. You are a slave. So Alexander realizes that the sage was telling the truth, and he leaves that place. So that is the importance or greatness of our qualities. The qualities which we have, when we nurture them, it helps us to face whichever difficulty we come across. So here the sage was facing a warrior who had conquered the world. Still, he was not frightened because of his qualities. So each one of us have a special quality, we should nurture it. Again, Swamiji says, if you really want to judge the character of a man, look not at his great performances. Every fool may become a hero at one time or another. Watch a man do his most common actions. These are indeed the things which will tell you the real character of a great man. So again, Swamiji says here, when we take care of the day-to-day actions correctly, when we do each and every day-to-day action in the right manner, that itself leads to a correct way of life. Because the things which are bigger, we automatically put lot of concentration in that and try to do it in the right way. But the things which we feel are lesser important, we don't do, or we don't realize, or we don't put our correct qualities or our habits or our character there. So when we don't do such things, we tend to develop negative qualities. We may become jealous of others, we might become proud, or we may develop ego. Once there was a old woman and she had a cock. So this story relates to a time when people did not have a watch. So people woke up by listening to the croaking sound of the crow. So this crow would crow every morning, and the people of the village woke up by listening to this sound, and they started doing their works. So after a few days, this old woman started thinking that she was a special person of this village, and she wanted the people of the village to give her extra importance and extra privileges. The people never do that. So she thought that she would teach them a lesson. And once, in the middle of the night, she takes that cock and she goes to a faraway place, very far from the village, where they cannot hear the sound of the cock. After a few days, she comes back. So while coming back, she felt that all the people would be missing her and the cock, and they would feel very happy on seeing her, and they would give her a grand welcome. So after coming there into the village, nothing such happens. Each one of them were doing their own activities. Everyone was doing their activities as usual. No one realizes her entering also. So what actually happens is, on the first morning when the woman leaves, everyone wakes up late and their works get delayed. The next night before going to bed, they have that thought in the mind that there is no cock, so they have to wake up on their own. So few people wake up, they then again help their neighbors and remaining villagers to wake up. So after 3 or 4 days, it becomes a habit. So everyone as usual wakes up early morning. So they have developed a good quality, and that quality is helping them to do their activities. That's why this woman's action fails there. So what is to be understood here is that the woman thought that the people were respecting her only because of her cock. But it was not like that. The fact was that people respected her because of her behavior, her self, and her individuality. So that she could not understand. So that is what Swamiji is trying to tell here. We should develop good qualities, we should have good habits, we should try to do things in the right way, and always we should put our 100% in the simple actions which we do in our day-to-day life. Then automatically the bigger things become successful. So this is what Swamiji says is the secret of success. So try to develop these qualities, and we should avoid imitating others. Try to realize what we are good at and try to develop those qualities and habits and make ourselves a separate individual who is good, who is nice in the society. So this is what I wanted to share with you all. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Have a pleasant evening.